Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are jumping right into Malawi's bold new 5-year plan. It's a plan designed to completely revolutionize its most critical sector, agriculture. And let me tell you, this isn't just some policy collecting dust on a shelf. It's a roadmap with some seriously ambitious goals for the entire nation's future. Yeah, forget what you think you know about policy documents. This thing is a detailed playbook for the future. It's a plan to take Malawi from these small-scale subsistence farms to a modern, commercial, and, a really resilient agricultural powerhouse. So, the big question is, why the big push now? What makes this plan so absolutely critical for Malawi at this very moment? Well, to get that, we need to dig in a little deeper. Okay, so at the very heart of this policy is a concept called agriculture extension. Now, what in the world is that? Well, think of it as the ultimate support system for farmers. It's the network that gets all the new information, the latest techniques, and the best technologies right into the hands of the people actually working the land. It's crucial. To really get why this new policy is such a big deal, we've got to look back at Malawi's history with farming support. Believe me, it's been quite a journey, and understanding where they've been is the key to seeing where they're going. This timeline really tells a story. You can see this clear evolution, right? It starts with these really coercive, top-down methods from the colonial era. Then, after independence, the approach softens, it becomes more educational. But then the 80s brought back this very rigid system. The real turning point, though, was in 2000. That's when you see the first major shift towards services actually driven by what farmers need. And this new plan, it builds directly on that critical foundation. But even with all those historical shifts, today's farmers in Malawi are still up against some massive, massive hurdles. So, what are the biggest roadblocks standing in the way? Let's break down the key challenges this new policy is specifically designed to tackle head-on. First up, this number is it's staggering. In some parts of Malawi, you've got just one extension agent, one single expert, for every 3,000 farmers. The ideal ratio, it's supposed to be closer to 1 for every 750. That is a huge, huge support gap. And that shortage of experts is made so much worse by very real, on-the-ground problems. We're talking about aging vehicles, crumbling infrastructure. It makes it an absolute nightmare for the few agents they do have to even reach the remote farms that need their help the most. And believe me, it doesn't stop there. Just try to imagine this. You've got over 100 different groups all trying to help. But there's weak coordination. You have farmers who are struggling just to get their products to market. A whole younger generation that's turning away from farming. Women facing enormous barriers to get resources. And then, hanging over everything, is the ever-growing threat of climate change. It really is a perfect storm of challenges. So it's out of this really complex web of challenges that Malawi's new comprehensive strategy for 2025 was born. The core idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Put the farmers first. It's all about shifting the entire system away from a top-down approach of telling farmers what to do to a bottom-up model of asking them what they need to actually thrive. And here's what's really, really important. Success isn't just going to be measured in, how many tons of maize they produce. It's about tangible, real-world improvements in people's lives. We're talking about more families with diverse and healthy diets, better economic opportunities for women and young people, and, at the end of the day, higher incomes for everybody in the farming community. All right, so how is all this actually going to happen? Well, the plan is built around 7 key priorities, and these are organized into 3 main pillars of action. Let's break them down. Okay, so Pillar 1 is all about strengthening the very foundation of that agricultural support network we were just talking about. So, what does that actually look like? Well, it means giving those extension agents more training and way better equipment. It means getting all the different service providers, government, private, you name it, on the same page. And crucially, it's about empowering farmers to form these powerful business-savvy groups that can go out and negotiate better prices and demand top-notch services. Now for the second pillar. This one is all about a major leap forward, bringing Malawian agriculture smack into the digital age. And this image, wow, it just perfectly captures that vision. It's a move away from the old, resource-intensive methods towards leveraging technology to make farming more efficient, more profitable, and, let's be honest, a whole lot more exciting for the next generation. The focus here is really on using digital tools, things like mobile apps, to get information to farmers way faster. This means closing that gap between cutting-edge research and what's actually happening on the farm. The goal is to make agriculture an innovative, exciting career path for young Malawians, with things like business incubation centers to help them get started. And the final pillar, this is really the linchpin. It's all about making sure that all this increased production doesn't just, stay on the farm. It has to translate into real economic and social benefits for the entire nation. This is where we see the whole big picture come together, building the entire value chain from the farm all the way to the fork. This means creating systems so farmers can sell their crops at a fair price. It means fostering entrepreneurship, improving family nutrition, and weaving things like gender equality and climate sustainability into the very fabric of the whole system. So when you step back and you look at this whole thing, what does it all add up to? What is the ultimate vision here for Malawi? The Minister of Agriculture himself has made the commitment crystal clear. He said this isn't just about a piece of paper. It has to lead to real, tangible change for Malawi's farmers. The entire plan is designed for one thing: action. And that right there brings us to a really powerful final question. Because this is more than just a story about Malawi. Their comprehensive, their farmer-centric approach, it could literally be a blueprint for agricultural transformation across the continent, and maybe even the world. It's a story we are definitely going to be watching closely.